Some luxury cars whisper wealth. These cars provoke arguments. This video is not about speed, not about lap times, not even about craftsmanship alone. It's about the moment luxury stops being admired and starts being debated. When design choices no longer aim to please everyone, but instead force a reaction. Today, we're ranking the most controversial Mansory cars in the world. From the builds that quietly unsettled traditional taste, to the creations that openly challenged what luxury is supposed to mean. These cars were never designed for consensus. They were designed to divide opinion. Let's begin. 10. Mansory Porsche Panamera. We start at number 10. The Porsche Panamera, in stock form, represents controlled contradiction. It is a luxury sedan that borrows heavily from sports car DNA, yet never abandons restraint. Its proportions are deliberate, its aggression is measured, its appeal lies in balance rather than shock. Mansory's intervention shifts that balance. Carbon fiber elements appear across the body. The front fascia grows sharper. Side skirts become more pronounced. The rear gains visual mass. Individually, none of these changes are offensive. Collectively, they introduce tension. Supporters of this build argue that the Panamera was too safe to begin with. To corporate. To anonymous for buyers who want exclusivity to be visible. They admire the materials. They appreciate the craftsmanship. They see Mansory's work as personalization rather than provocation. Critics focus on proportion. The Panamera relies on visual flow. Mansory interrupts that flow. The eye no longer settles naturally. Attention is demanded instead of guided. The controversy here is subtle. This car does not divide rooms instantly. It sparks quiet debate instead. It earns number 10 because it introduces Mansory's polarizing philosophy. Without fully committing to confrontation, the disagreement exists, but it remains controlled. 9. Mansory Mercedes-Benz GLE. At number 9, controversy becomes louder. The Mercedes-Benz GLE Coupe is already a debated vehicle in stock form. An SUV with a sloping roofline, muscular proportions paired with coupe ambition. Even before modification, it challenges traditional design logic. Mansory amplifies everything that divides opinion. The body grows wider. Carbon fiber aero elements dominate the exterior. The stance becomes more aggressive. Supporters see clarity in this approach. They argue the GLE Coupe was never meant to be subtle. They view Mansory's work as honesty. A luxury SUV that openly embraces dominance and presence. Critics see exaggeration layered on top of exaggeration. The roofline feels heavier. The visual center of gravity rises. What was once bold becomes overwhelming. The controversy centers on intent. Is this enhancement or escalation without restraint? The build does not offend universally, but it refuses neutrality. People either defend it strongly or dismiss it just as confidently. It earns number 9 because it polarizes design opinion without crossing into outright rejection. The debate is intense, but not absolute. 8. Mansory Bentley Continental GT. At number 8, controversy becomes unavoidable. The Bentley Continental GT symbolizes traditional grand touring luxury. Long proportions, elegant surfaces, power expressed through confidence rather than aggression. Mansory challenges that identity directly. Sharper aero elements replace soft curves. Exposed carbon fiber becomes a visual theme. The car's posture shifts from composed to confrontational. Supporters argue this modernization is necessary. They believe luxury must evolve visually. They see Mansory's work as a refusal to age quietly. To them, The Continental GT gains relevance through boldness. Critics see philosophical conflict. The Continental GT was never meant to shout. Its authority came from restraint. Mansory replaces subtle confidence with visible dominance. The controversy here is ideological. It isn't about build quality. It isn't about performance. It's about what luxury should communicate in the modern era. This build sits directly in that argument, respected by some, rejected by others. It earns number 8 because the disagreement is fundamental, not emotional, a debate about values, not execution. 7. Mansory Rolls-Royce Wraith. Number 7 marks a clear turning point. The Rolls-Royce Wraith is built on presence rather than aggression. Long doors, a commanding silhouette, luxury designed to speak softly and carry authority. Mansory disrupts that philosophy intentionally. Carbon fiber replaces visual silence. Bright accents challenge tradition. The exterior becomes expressive rather than reserved. Supporters view this as rebellion. They admire the courage to reinterpret a sacred name. They see confidence in defying Rolls-Royce norms. To them, this Wraith represents modern wealth, rejecting old rules. Critics see sacrilege. They argue the Wraith's power lies in restraint, that its luxury is diminished when it seeks attention. For them, Mansory misunderstands what makes Rolls-Royce special. This is where controversy becomes deliberate. The build knows it will divide opinion. It proceeds regardless. That intention is why it earns number 7. The debate intensifies. Respect and discomfort coexist. 6. Mansory Lamborghini Urus. At number 6, controversy and confidence intersect. The Lamborghini Urus is already extreme in stock form, a supercar translated into SUV language. Sharp lines, aggressive posture. Attention is part of its design brief. Mansory chooses escalation, not refinement. The body grows wider. Aero elements multiply. Carbon fiber becomes dominant rather than complementary. Supporters argue this build is honest. If someone buys an Urus, they want to be seen. Mansory removes any illusion of subtlety and embraces dominance completely. Critics argue the design crosses a threshold. Aggression becomes overload. Presence turns into visual noise. The car no longer breathes. The controversy here is cultural. This build reflects a buyer who values immediate recognition. Status must be visible. Quiet authority is irrelevant. It earns number 6 because it represents the midpoint of Mansory controversy. Intentional, unapologetic, and impossible to ignore. 5. Mansory Ferrari 812 Stellone. At number 5, controversy becomes cultural rather than technical. The Ferrari 812 Superfast represents one of Ferrari's last unapologetic statements. A naturally aspirated V12, front-engine proportions refined over decades. A design that balances aggression with elegance. Even in stock form, the car already sits near the edge of acceptability. Mansory's Stellone conversion pushes it past that edge. A heavily reworked exterior, aggressive carbon fiber aero, a rear that prioritizes drama over lightness. The visual weight shifts noticeably. Supporters argue this build restores danger to Ferrari. They believe modern Ferrari designs have grown predictable, to safe, to polished. To them, Mansory reintroduces risk and individuality into a brand built on bold decisions. Critics focus on authorship. Ferrari designs are carefully controlled. Every line serves heritage, much as function. Mansory interrupts that lineage. The car begins to feel like a personal statement rather than a Ferrari product. The controversy isn't about quality. Execution is undeniable. The debate is philosophical. Who has the right to reinterpret a Ferrari this far? This build split collectors, purists, and modern buyers into opposing camps. It earns number 5 because it forced Ferrari loyalty into open disagreement, not quietly, publicly. 4. Mansory-Bugatti Veyron Linea Vincero. Number 4 represents calculated provocation at the highest level. The Bugatti Veyron was engineered to be complete, not just fast, perfect. Luxury expressed through engineering dominance rather than design theatrics. Mansory challenged that philosophy directly. The Linea Vincero introduced aggressive visual changes, sharper edges, darkened carbon surfaces, a more intimidating presence. Supporters argue courage. They believe perfection invites reinterpretation, that true exclusivity allows experimentation at the highest level. They admire the technical confidence required to alter a Veyron at all. Critics call it unnecessary. They argue the Veyron transcended taste debates entirely, that altering it is an act of ego rather than improvement. The controversy here lives among the elite, not online comment sections, not casual fans, but collectors, engineers, and industry insiders. This build sparked debate in circles where disagreement is rare. That alone elevates its ranking. It earns number 4 because it challenged something previously considered untouchable, not loudly, but deliberately. 3. Mansory Rolls-Royce Cullinan. At number 3, controversy becomes identity. The Rolls-Royce Cullinan represents modern ultra-luxury utility. Power without noise, wealth without explanation. A vehicle designed to dominate through calm authority. Mansory transforms it into a declaration. Wider bodywork, brighter accents, aggressive styling cues. Luxury becomes visible rather than implied. Supporters see evolution. They argue modern wealth demands recognition. That silence no longer communicates status effectively. For them, this Cullinan reflects confidence, not insecurity. Critics see elegance replaced by spectacle. They argue the Cullinan's strength was restraint. Mansory introduces confrontation where none was needed. This build became a cultural symbol, referenced in debates about taste, excess, and wealth display. Used as an example by both defenders and critics of modern luxury. It earns number 3 because it perfectly represents Mansory's polarizing reputation. Loved by those who want to be seen, rejected by those who value quiet authority. 2. Mansory Lamborghini Aventador. Number 2 nearly defines modern luxury controversy. The Lamborghini Aventador is theatrical by design, sharp geometry, unfiltered drama. A car built to dominate attention before modification, Mansory pushes it beyond theatrical. Extreme aero, carbon fiber saturation. Every surface competes for attention. Supporters argue completion. They believe restraint has no place on an Aventador. That drama is the point. Mansory simply removes the final limits. Critics argue it crosses into parody. When everything is aggressive, nothing stands out. Visual overload replaces impact. The controversy spread globally. Images triggered instant reactions. Praise and ridicule traveled at the same speed. It stops short of number 1 because the Aventador was already divisive. Mansory intensified the debate, but did not originate it. 1. Mansory Rolls-Royce Phantom. At number 1, controversy becomes legacy. The Rolls-Royce Phantom represents absolute restraint. Presence without aggression, luxury without explanation. A car designed to exist above debate, Mansory pulled it directly into debate. Carbon fiber accents, bold contrasts, visual statements that challenge Rolls-Royce philosophy. Supporters call it fearless. They argue modern elites reject tradition, that power today is expressed, not hidden. For them, this phantom reflects a new era of authority. Critics call it unforgivable. They argue the phantom's identity was violated, that silence was replaced with spectacle. This build redefined Mansory's public image. No other project triggered stronger reactions. No other build split opinions so deeply. It earns number one because it challenged the untouchable and survived the backlash. Looking back at this ranking, one truth becomes impossible to ignore. Luxury controversy is not accidental. It is intentional. Some builds divide opinion briefly. Others reshape the conversation permanently. Mansory does not build for agreement. It builds for reaction. These cars reveal more than taste. They reveal ego, confidence, philosophy. They expose what modern wealth wants to say about itself. Sometimes quietly, sometimes loudly. Whether admired or criticized, none of these vehicles were created to disappear. And in the world of extreme luxury, being unforgettable may matter far more than being liked.